Dara Shikoh, whose name in Persian means possessing such magnificence as Darius, set up libraries in several places, including one in Delhi. But the best known was one in Agra, also called his Haveli. It was taken over by the British in 1881 to be converted into the town hall, according to the 1921 Agra Gazetteer. This building was the first municipal headquarters, and many freedom fighters addressed local crowds from its ramparts. It is one of the most important historical buildings in Agra. In its heyday, it was a beautiful building with airy shelves for the books, provision of light and air, huge walls, and scholarly ambience. The central hall of the structure, with highly decorative painted windows, stone carved shelves for books with proper ventilation and air passages, and natural light filters, speak of the taste and passion of Dara Shikoh. During Shah Jahan's reign, it was a center of scholarship and excellence. Sufi saints and scholars regularly met and discussed mysticism and theology, with Dara Shikoh himself initiating the discussions. Dara Shikoh was a great scholar of Persian and Sanskrit. Despite the ravages of wars and his involvement in a series of political and domestic crises due to Shah Jahan's ill health, he still found time to translate and write books. Several important works, including the Upanishads, were translated into Persian. His chief mission was to explore the commonality between Hinduism and Islam and how the gap could be bridged. The library had separate enclosures for bookbinders, painters, and translators. Dara brought thousands of books from Europe for this library. In course of time, the beautiful library lost its patrons. During the British period, it was briefly used for the High Court and later for government offices and the local body in 1903. Evidence of this is still visible even though the area has been reduced to a wholesale market of rice, gur, and sugar. The major part is being used by the market. One portion has a school and the other is being used by the Khadi board. An over 300-year-old map of the area lying at the Agra University's KM Institute brings out the strategic location of this library. But the Archaeological Survey of India refuses to recognize it as a heritage piece worthy of conservation. Historian Raj Rood. The conservationists in Agra have demanded the restoration and reopening of Dara Shikoh's library that is lying in shambles in the heart of the Taj city. People may have forgotten about its existence. The need is to acquire this building and open it to the public so that the rich literary and academic legacy of the great Persian and Sanskrit scholar that Dara Shikoh was is known to our people, Raj said. The least one can do is to highlight his contribution and let the younger generation know about the splendid work Dara Shikoh did. The Braj Mandal Heritage Conservation Society has urged the Archaeological Survey of India to acquire the building and take up restoration work. An ASI official said the property belonged to the Municipal Corporation of Agra, which should be responsible for its restoration work. But senior media person Rajiv Saxena asked if the ASI protects and maintains so many smaller and insignificant buildings, why can't it add this beautiful and important structure to its list? This structure does not boast of power or royalty, but symbolizes the spirit of Sulh-Kul, Deen-e-Ilahi, and the later-day secularism. The library stands as a testimony to the high level of intellectualism and recognition of academic excellence. It should therefore be included in the tourist circuit for visitors.